Over 65. Is it weird to think about pleasuring yourself? Many older men have asked themselves that question, then quietly pushed it aside out of embarrassment, fear of judgment, or worry that their children or grandchildren might find out. So they keep it bottled up, feeling tense, uncomfortable, but still holding it in. Because inside every gray-haired man are still very real emotions, and very human physical needs. Emotions, in truth, don't care how old you are. In fact, the older we get, and the slower life moves, the more precious those moments of self-reflection and self-pleasure become. Caring for your sexual needs isn't just instinct, it's an essential part of helping older adults enjoy a golden age that feels full, relaxed, and emotionally complete. Today, Dr. Grace warmly invites you to take part in an honest journey into this delicate topic, unpacking the truth about masturbation in later life, from the quiet benefits to key emotional and health-related reminders, so you can find the kind of balance that can deeply shape both your physical and emotional well-being. If this topic feels like something you've been needing, don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe, so we can continue creating better, more meaningful videos just for you. In older age, when we break free from social stigma and face the reality of this intimate practice with our own bodies, it can reshape the lives of those involved, not only through the simple joy of release, but also through the deeper emotional meanings it carries. This conversation is created with the intention of speaking to the hearts of older adults, especially those navigating the profound journey of their later years. Masturbation, a word that may sound shameful or crude to some, goes far beyond a simple physical act. It is an exploration of one's deepest desires, a private refuge of self-connection that can soothe the mind, body, and spirit. Regardless of age, the ability to experience physical pleasure while releasing tension or repressed emotions is an undeniable part of the human experience as we grow older. But this activity takes on new layers of complexity with age. A body once driven by youthful intensity begins to move through a series of natural transitions, shifts in hormone levels, changes in physical sensitivity, and evolving rhythms of self-desire. Physical transformation is inevitable, but pleasure does not fade, it becomes more nuanced, more personal, more profound. For those in their golden years, masturbation can become a deeply intimate way to reconnect with their aging bodies and shifting levels of testosterone and estrogen. While sexual desire may not burn as fiercely as it once did, it still lingers, quietly waiting to be rediscovered in ways that are more tender, meaningful, and uniquely their own. The act of self-stimulation becomes an empowering practice of rediscovery, free from the expectations or pressures that intimacy and youth often bring. It offers a space where one can reconnect with the body's needs and desires, acknowledging that pleasure remains a valid, life-affirming experience, no matter your age. The physical and emotional benefits are profound. Medical research continues to emphasize that regular masturbation has many positive effects, especially for older adults. Physically, it helps maintain healthy blood flow to the genital area, ensuring that essential tissues stay strong and reducing the risk of muscle atrophy, a common issue from disuse. But perhaps even more important are the emotional and psychological rewards it brings. Masturbation triggers the release of endorphins, those feel-good hormones that help ease stress, anxiety, and even depression. It lifts the spirit in a way few other activities can. In older age, this simple act becomes a gentle reminder. We are still alive, still capable of joy, still worthy of deep, personal satisfaction. It's a way to honor the body's needs, without shame, guilt, or societal judgment. It's about accepting that the journey of pleasure continues, differently, but beautifully, all the way to the end of life. When an older man masturbates, it's not just a few minutes of release. It can lead to real physiological changes, especially in sleep, one of the most precious things that often slips away with age. After ejaculation, the body naturally shifts into a relaxed state. Breathing slows, the heart rate steadies, the mind quiets. And if you've spent night after night battling insomnia, you know just how deeply valuable that moment of peace can be. It goes deeper than that. It's not just about physical satisfaction, it's about mental release. It's the moment when a man looks at himself, touches his own skin, and reclaims a sense of control, something aging or illness often quietly takes away. In a world that too often sees older people as weak, useless, or past their prime, that moment of self-touch becomes an act of defiance, one of quiet strength. But like a good cup of tea or a rich, hearty meal, everything is beautiful in moderation. Pleasuring yourself is something worth doing. But if it becomes excessive, if you become overstimulated, dependent, or use it as your only way of coping with emotion, then it stops being self-care and becomes overuse. Too much masturbation can lead to fatigue, hormonal imbalance, temporary spikes in blood pressure, and disrupted sleep. Many men even report feeling drained, emotionally low, or guilty after a session that went too far. Instead, see masturbation as one small piece of the bigger picture of health. Alongside it, gentlemen should also pay attention to other essential elements. Eating clean, staying lightly active each day, spending time with friends, and, if you still have a partner, sharing intimacy in a gentle, meaningful way. And when it comes to the question, how much is enough? Perhaps the more important question is, why am I doing it? For many men, especially those who have lived alone for years, masturbation is no longer just about physical release. Sometimes, it doesn't come from desire at all, but from a quiet, nameless emptiness. When no one's beside you, when the bedroom feels too silent, when no one has touched you for months, it's natural to turn to your own body as a temporary refuge. In that case, masturbation is no longer about a body's need, it's about a heart missing warmth. One man once told Dr. Grace, "I don't crave sex, I just miss the feeling of my wife holding my hand, brushing my hair gently, telling me not to stay up too late watching TV." If we don't recognize this deeper reason, we can easily fall into a cycle, trying to fill an emotional void with a repeated habit, only to feel more tired, more sad, and more alone afterward. So before jumping to the conclusion, am I becoming dependent? Dr. Grace invites you to do just one simple thing. Ask yourself honestly, what was I truly seeking the last time I masturbated? If the answer was connection, closeness, or the feeling of being cared for, then perhaps, what you're really longing for isn't the act itself, but a deeper kind of healing. That realization alone can be a powerful turning point, a bridge that leads us into part 4, the real risks of continuing on autopilot. Repeating the habit without truly understanding the emotions behind it. This behavior can lead to several consequences, both physical and emotional. Let's start with the physical risks, when your body starts pushing back. Many men who masturbate excessively report feeling fatigued, short of breath, anxious, with a racing heartbeat, or unable to sleep. And there's real science behind this. During masturbation, your body goes through a chain of physiological responses: elevated blood pressure, faster heart rate, muscle tension. If you have a history of hypertension, heart issues, or you're simply tired and pushing yourself too hard, the effects may show up immediately: dizziness, discomfort, even faintness or unease. In other cases, masturbating too frequently in a single day can overstimulate the sympathetic nervous system, placing the body in a prolonged state of tension. This can lead to slow recovery, persistent fatigue, back pain, restlessness, and a deep sense of emptiness after each release. This doesn't mean the act is wrong. It means your body is signaling, "I need rest." Just like eating too much or drinking too much coffee, what starts as pleasure can quickly turn into overload. The second concern is emotional risk, the hidden cost of secrecy and shame. Beyond physical effects, improper or unbalanced masturbation can deeply affect emotional well-being. Many older men, after a long period of masturbating in silence, begin to feel that they're somehow strange, weak, or dependent. But this quiet shame doesn't come from the act itself, it comes from lack of understanding, lack of open conversation, and lack of self-acceptance. Some men turn to pornographic content for stimulation, but afterward, feel even more guilt and disconnected from their real bodies. When the brain is repeatedly fed high-intensity imagery, it becomes desensitized, lowering your natural ability to feel, connect, and respond with your own body. Worse yet, when masturbation becomes the only way to soothe feelings of loneliness or sadness, it can lead to a kind of silent emotional dependency, hard to escape, hard to control, and causing a growing sense of isolation from the world around you. And finally, we come to balance, the subtle key to aging well. Dr. Grace has always believed that self-care is an art. And in our later years, that art requires even more refinement, gentleness, and healthy boundaries. Masturbation can be a part of that care, but it should never be the whole picture. Let your body have other ways to return to balance. A morning walk, a light meal full of greens, a quiet chat with an old friend, or simply 10 minutes of meditation with the sound of birds outside your window. If possible, be open with yourself first, and if you're able, with a trusted friend or health professional. Because when this behavior is brought into the light and viewed through a lens of understanding, it stops being something shameful and becomes something honest, human, and healing. In the journey toward living a full, rich life in your later years, at this age, many older men no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. They just want to live in peace, be respected, and, sometimes, feel in touch with their own true emotions. But sadly, deeply human needs like masturbation are often hidden away, labeled as strange or inappropriate. Dr. Grace doesn't believe that. When practiced with understanding and self-respect, masturbation is not just a physical release. It's a way of staying connected to yourself. And from that connection comes something powerful. A moment when an older man can truly feel, I'm still alive, I still matter, I'm still me. If you find yourself doing this because of loneliness, please don't rush to feel ashamed. It doesn't make you weak, it simply means your heart is still capable of feeling. What matters most is recognizing what you need, and then finding balance. Moderate masturbation, healthy eating, gentle movement, staying in touch with old friends, or even just writing a few lines each morning about how you feel. Growing older isn't the final pause, it's a chance to live truthfully, fully, and kindly with yourself. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If this video helped you understand and care for yourself a little more, please leave a like, comment, or share it to help spread this gentle message to others in their golden years. Dr. Grace deeply values every response you share.